Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vijay, and I work as a partner solution architect with Amazon Web Services. In this topic, in this 30 minutes, we shall be talking about how do you migrate your applications to the cloud. But in order to do that, firstly, you should have a cloud strategy. So why is cloud strategy important? Right? There are several approaches to building a cloud strategy. We have seen customers of all sizes, from all leading industry verticals, getting started with AWS in many different ways. Right? Building a cloud strategy is really important, as this really is depending on what your business needs are and helps to create your migration journey. So you may wonder, how would this look like? Right? So what you see here, this is a typical, sorry, my bad. So what you see in this slide, this is a typical conceptual view of an enterprise migration path. As you see, this is a phased approach where you start to identify and migrate your low-hanging fruits, which are nothing but your workloads, which are easy and simple to move. While you do that, you gain experience and then start to tackle other workloads, which takes longer time to move. We have seen lots of customers using this approach and have successfully migrated their applications to the cloud to support a variety of workloads. This could be as simple as an archiving, just say backup and restore, right? So you have your on-premise infrastructure, and you use the cloud to just back up your workloads. So should something go wrong, you can pretty much use it. Or some have even taken to another extent where they've successfully migrated their on-prem infrastructure and running disaster recovery on the cloud, where cloud is their disaster recovery site for their on-premise infrastructure. You're shutting down your other secondary data centers where you've sunk in a lot of money in terms of hardware and stuff. Some have gone beyond as well. A typical use case would be to move your dev test workloads, right, which are pretty easy to move. With the elasticity and the flexibility that cloud gives you in, you can pretty much save it, use it for the time you want it, and then pay only for it rather than compared to how you're using it on-prem. Or there are some customers who are really all in, who have taken all these benefits of moving these workloads and have gone all in running mission-critical business applications on the cloud. We have customers like Suncorp, Condé Nast, Dow Jones, all running mission-critical production workloads on AWS, shutting down their physical infrastructure. So what we've seen, customers who have followed this approach have taken tremendous benefit of the potential of the AWS cloud and are now wanting to do more. So we have customers like Seco, an leading energy and utility company in the Philippines, who are running migrated critical Oracle workloads on AWS. KTC in Malaysia, running SAP production workloads on us. And we also have Infor, who will be co-presenting today, are migrated their Infor cloud suite from traditional on-prem and running all in on AWS, which is being offered as a SaaS. For people who do not know much about Infor, Infor is an advanced AWS technology partner and a leading provider of business office solutions. They offer a complete array of solutions, not only in supply chain management, but also have deep experience in migrating applications to the cloud. To tell you more about it, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage Director of Cloud Suite Solutions, Leo Valaris.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you for that kind introduction. Welcome, everyone. My name is Leo Valaris. I'm Director of Cloud Suite Solutions. I look after the Asia-Pacific, Japan, and Middle East region. Thank you for coming today. I'm going to spend the next 25 minutes talking about critical considerations for moving core business applications into the cloud. Just before I do that, I'm going to give you a little bit of background of who we are as Infor. We're the third largest private tech company in the world. We employ just under 13,000 employees. We service about 73,000 customers around the globe. And we have been delivering software as a service for several years now. Currently, we're at 35 million global subscribers who consume our applications as a service. So what is it that we do? Well, essentially, we build beautiful applications that are focused by industry for select industries, delivered as a cloud service. And our global strategy, the beauty of it is in its simplicity. Our global strategy is around 3 key pillars. The first pillar is actually specializing our business applications to industries and micro verticals. So that's key for us because we believe that applications need to be industry specific and industry focused. Our second principle as part of our strategy is obviously taking advantage of the flexible internet architecture. So we're building that into our applications to ensure that we're taking advantage of that very flexible internet-based infrastructure. And the last part of our strategy is really in delivering beautiful applications. We're actually bringing beautiful, simple, and ease of use to our business applications that help make our applications enjoyable to users. We often talk about our applications being meaningful and pleasurable. Clearly, they're 2 words you don't often hear describing business applications. But we think it's important, particularly in today's world, in engaging the next generation of business users. Okay, right up until 2013, we're an organization that was founded on acquisitions. From 2013 onwards, a new management came on board, Infor, headed by our current CEO, Charles Phillips, and that really propelled Infor into what we refer today as our innovation phase. We looked at transforming traditional on-premise applications and taking them to the cloud to deliver them to our customers and to the marketplace. Over the next 3 years, we've spent in excess of $1 billion in research and development in making that transition from on-premise applications to cloud-based applications. You'll see establishment of some internal departments like our Infor labs that drive innovation, but also manage all of the cloud environments for our customers. And in 2014, we launched the Infor Cloud Suites, the industry-specific cloud suite solutions. About a year ago, our CEO, Charles Phillips, got in front of many AWS participants in the AWS Summit and made this particular statement: "Friends, don't let friends build data centers." Sort of an advisory comment that said our focus and our core competency was on developing the best business applications for our customers. So what we did is we partnered with the expertise in the marketplace for delivering infrastructure as a service. Hence, that is AWS. And more so than that, what attracted us to AWS was their high rate of innovation and certainly their global reach, because we are servicing 73,000 customers globally today. Which brings me to the theme of my presentation today, and what I want to share with you is the considerations that we made in moving our on-premise business applications into the cloud. And I'm hoping that some of the lessons that we learned can be applied in some of the decisions that you make when you go back into business to determining how you're going to move on-premise applications as a cloud service. So we built a cloud migration roadmap, which really consisted of 6 key activities. Number 1, assessing applications for migration into the cloud. We knew that we needed investment and we needed to secure that investment. Therefore, we needed to build a business case to justify the spend and effort we needed to put into re-engineering our applications to be truly cloud-based solutions. Of course, we needed to develop a technology approach, and I'll describe the approaches that we considered in migrating those applications to cloud. We made a discovery that we needed to adopt a very flexible integration platform or model, and that was key because we were bringing a lot of disparate applications together and engineering them to be delivered as a complete solution set. So that was key for us, and I'll talk a little bit about that model. And of course, we are asking our customers to trust us in moving their data off premise into a cloud provider. So of course we had to address security and compliance issues and concerns. And finally, to execute on that strategy, we had to manage that migration. We managed that migration internally, but I also want to finish up by giving you some, sharing with you some stories of how we're managing those migrations for our customers. So let's begin with assessing your applications and workloads for the cloud. I guess what's key is what is actually motivating the decision to consider which applications you move to the cloud, and they could be varied. For us, it was really about helping our customers reduce cost. It was about enabling our customers to become more agile and provide greater business flexibility. Most of our customers are global organizations, and enable them to be able to reach broadly those different businesses that they have scattered around the globe were key motivators for us to consider cloud. Improved availability, things like reduced or reallocating costs, access to mobile capabilities. And of course, we needed to match those to AWS characteristics. We've heard this morning, all day, I guess today, about rapid elasticity, which was a key optimization feature that we thought was necessary to move traditional business applications into the cloud. The pay-as-you-go model is a model that is really disrupting the traditional ownership model of software on-premise. And of course, providing organizational streamlining and removing a lot of that data management or infrastructure management capability in business and enabling IT to become more effective as true business advisors to business. And there, of course, there was some immediate value that we were chasing by putting these applications into the cloud. Mobile applications are great candidates, of course, to go quickly into the cloud, for instance. But also, we saw some benefits in applications that run infrequently but require an enormous amount of computing power. That's a benefit of cloud-deployed applications. Applications that run across many time zones, and often in time zones where IT differ from their IT time zone, which makes it difficult for IT staff to manage applications that are being run outside of their time zone. Rapidly being able to deploy infrastructure to run development tests. And of course, enabling a service-oriented architecture. The value that AWS optimization provided for us, again, various capabilities there. Applications, of course, with sensitive data that needed to run on specialized infrastructure that could comply with those special requirements. Applications that relied on NAS-type solutions, network-attached storage solutions, for instance. Or applications that required frequent or voluminous transactions against typical on-premise applications was key. So once we identified the applications that we needed to move to the cloud, we needed to build a business case. And this would be no different to the business case that you would look in your own business to develop. We believe there's three areas of a business case. The first is cost analysis. So understand the true cost of running applications on-premise. And there are many costs associated with understanding what that true operational cost is to run applications on-premise. You need to consider service levels, availability targets, disaster recovery requirements, performance, security and regulatory compliance requirements, and also assess the impact on your business. Moving applications to the cloud have a positive revenue impact. User satisfaction, enabling applications to be used at any time on any device, anywhere, are key business drivers. So internally, we have an established group called Value Engineering where we help put those principles to place and help our customers to understand what it is actually costing them to run applications on-premise, and then we can compare that to shifting to a software as a service model. And more often than not, we can demonstrate cost savings in the total cost of ownership of that software. Invariably, what our customers get from delivering software in the cloud is higher levels of service and greater capability. And more importantly, we ensure that those systems remain current. That means customers always receive the very latest advances in technology. So they ride the same innovation curve that we as a business are on for our customers. So there are various ways to develop a technical approach. How do you take an on-premise application and put it in the cloud? So we looked at 3 different technical approaches. The first one is probably the easiest. It's a cloud-hosted approach. That is predominantly a lift and shift strategy. Lift your applications, move them to a cloud infrastructure, put them down. Nice thing about this, low effort, low skill requirements, minimal cloud benefits, of course, because you're purely just using the cloud infrastructure as an alternative to your data centers that you have on-premise. But you do gain some efficiencies. You saw some of the automation tools that were demonstrated earlier in deploying infrastructure in the cloud. Then there's the cloud-optimized model, where we look to at least optimize our solutions before we take them to the cloud. They require a little bit more effort, they require a little bit more skill set requirements, but you do gain significant cloud benefits from a cloud-optimized strategy of moving applications. We chose this, cloud native, because we believe this is the technical approach that delivers the greatest benefits. What it does require, however, is significant development and re-engineering of our solutions. I said earlier that we've spent in excess of $1 billion in R&D chasing this particular goal. Transforming our applications to be truly cloud native. High level of effort, a lot of skill requirements, of course, but they deliver the greatest benefit in software as a service. And when you're considering the technical approach, also be aware that you need to be considering your requirements for high availability, disaster recovery, of course, automating everything and anything that's possible. That just gives you efficiency, operational efficiency. Not only scaling deep, but also scaling wide is a requirement that you need to consider as well. And also consider some additional third-party tooling in the delivery of software as a service. We partner with various third-party businesses, one of which is here today, Trend Micro for security, for instance. So we embarked on a cloud migration strategy, and it's a 3-phased strategy. It really took us from cloud hosting right through to cloud native. It starts with a set of criteria that we need to have all of our software applications comply to. We've already embarked on the Cloud 1 and completed the Cloud 1.0 journey. We're currently in the Cloud 2.0 and beyond. Some of those criteria for Cloud 2.0 enablement of our software includes multi-tenancy, for instance, high availability, auto-scaling, zero footprint in delivering those applications, truly internet-delivered or web browser-developed applications, device independency, no source code changes. We believe very strongly in order for you to leverage technology at the fastest rate, you need to run standard applications. Therefore, when we deliver as Infor enhancements to our software, you can embrace those enhancements almost immediately. But we're moving beyond 2.0, and our aim is to get to Cloud 3.0, and as you can see there, stateless applications. We're going to embrace open source technology. The beauty of embracing open source technology is it drives the cost down, which means for US customers, we can lower the sell price in the marketplace and give you more competitive business applications at a commercially competitive price. We're thinking about single instant deployments, being able to spin up whole business applications measured in minutes rather than hours or traditionally days. And of course, minimizing the reliance on third-party applications in that whole cloud delivery ecosystem. So Cloud Suites is what we delivered. I want to just describe to you how we actually construct our Cloud Suites and how we differentiate from a pure cloud hosting technical approach. We begin with the physical layer, and that's the layer that is provided by AWS. And we heard Chris speak earlier about regions and availability zones. That's the physical deployment areas where we put our software on. Of course, what sits on top of that, and Chris did mention some of those AWS services that we leverage to create the infrastructure required to run our applications. But what we've done on top of that is we have developed our very own Infobased Services layer. And that's critical for us because it differentiates us from a cloud hosting model. We've built services that extend the AWS services, that deliver additional functionality upon which we layer our applications. Over to the right, you can see some of our third-party tooling that we have implemented for delivery. And we call all of that the equivalent, our iOS, for putting our cloud suites. On top of that, we layer all the Infor application services. These are the discrete applications that deliver all the various functional requirements and capabilities for our customers. And then we bundle on top and deliver our industry cloud suite. So whether you're in automotive, healthcare, food and beverage, we have a specific cloud suite solution that meets your exacting needs. No need for modifications, because we've built that last mile of functionality into that industry-specific cloud suite. And how do we make our business applications pleasurable and meaningful and beautiful? Well, we deliver them through our Mingle collaborative user interface or user experience. We're the only business applications business that has a dedicated design agency in New York focused on user experience. These are not software people, these are creatives to help engage customers that use our software. And then we deliver those solutions, of course, through various direct and indirect channels and all of the organization that is behind supporting US customers. As you saw there were a lot of components that we needed to integrate together in the delivery of that model. Therefore, we identified 3 areas of integration. Process integration, that is where one application needs to invoke another application to complete a workflow or a process. There's data integration, where different applications may share the same data, or one application may need to pass data to another application. And there's presentation integration, that is where several applications are providing data that needs to be consolidated and presented in a consolidated view, single view, for instance. Things like dashboards or mashups, as we call them in some of our applications. So we committed to building the integration open network. This is our own internal internet-ready integration capability to not only integrate all of our applications together, but to provide to you as customers the ability to integrate some of your third-party applications. It's a loosely coupled integration strategy, and it helps our applications work as internet applications. It's self-healing, it's based on OAGIS, internet standards of XML and business object documents, and really is the glue that brings those solutions to fruition. Of course, we needed to address security and compliance. We have a dedicated security office within our organization. We have a chief security officer, and we're about to appoint a chief privacy officer. That's how important security and compliance is for many of our customers. So in terms of considering data security and compliance, think of the following things. Understand what data you will be moving into the cloud. Map that data to your own security classifications. Identify which elements of that information that you're moving to the cloud is going to raise privacy concerns. Examine the applicable regulations, and they vary across the globe, across different governments. Review the cloud providers' offering around security and compliance. And then you need to design a way that users can authenticate or be authorized to gain access. The beauty in partnering with something like AWS is they have some very sophisticated security frameworks in place. So we think security is a shared responsibility. We leave all of that expertise to AWS at the infrastructure and platform level. Our focus and our responsibility to our customers is to build the necessary security and compliance frameworks into our actual applications. Here's an example of the different standards and protocols and frameworks across all those different levels of the solution stack. You'll see some examples at the AWS level. You'll see some examples of those that we deliver at the Infor Cloud Suite application level and beyond. So you should be considering what we refer to as a defense in-depth strategy when deploying applications into the cloud. Think about security at the application level. Consider security at the network level. Physical security. Operational security. We vet all of our employees that manage the applications for our customers. They pass through security screening, of course. And ensure that you're constantly monitoring those security protocols and standards and frameworks that you have in place. We do experience about 1,000 security attacks on our customers' infrastructure. That's what we're protecting them against. So very, very mature, sophisticated security capabilities in place. Gives our customers peace of mind. As I said earlier, we do believe that no two cloud solutions are alike. We understand industry, we understand micro verticals, we are delivering solutions that address those specific industries and those micro verticals. So you have a compelling business application that will give your business an advantage over your competitors. And managing migration is really the last step. I'm just going to take you through a few case studies to just describe how we help our customers migrate traditional on-premise applications into the cloud. We've made our own migration. Now we're helping our customers migrate their own solutions. First one is Hasco. This is an industrial manufacturer. They've been a long-time customer of Infor, heavily modified business application, which means they are constrained in taking on the very latest advances in technology. Their compelling reason that drove a move to the cloud was they needed to set up a joint venture in China within 120 days. Through the help of Infor, we actually upgraded them to the very latest version of their applications called Cloud Suite Industrial, the Enterprise Edition. And we were able to go live in China within 60 days. Very, very rapid go live time frame. Time to value is reduced. It allows that business to gain the benefits of their investment far sooner, which is key. Urban Utilities, this is a public sector organization in my home country, utilities. There was some government legislation coming into place where they needed to actually offer a web-based portal to allow their public constituents to attach to. They were sold on Cloud Suite Public Sector. A superior asset management solution from Infor enabled them to meet their requirements, legislative requirements, and also they saw huge operational efficiency advantages in their business once they were running on a modern, capable platform. WellSpan is a healthcare organization. A lot of pressure on IT as the business was expanding and acquiring new hospitals. This is another key driver for moving applications into the cloud. Long-time customer, we did an upgrade for them into the cloud. We delivered financials, human capital resource, supply chain, and business intelligence in the cloud. And it helped them achieve their growth aspirations and helped alleviate the pressure on their IT department. Therefore, they didn't need to expand IT, but they can continue to acquire more hospitals. And the last one is Fedem Group, another industrial manufacturing organization. Again, rapid expansion of this organization, putting a lot of pressure on IT, of course. We upgraded them into the cloud with significant benefits. They could leverage the very latest in technology of our suites. They took on our technology platform, beautiful user interface, increased user productivity, and they just continue to expand that cloud solution out into the marketplace. And on that note, I really want to thank you all for your time. I hope that some of our experiences can be translated into yours, and you can use some of that information when you go back into your own business. I have a special request. If you don't mind, please. We've got some handouts, some forms for you to fill out. We'd really appreciate if you could fill out those forms and just assess the presentation and tell us how relevant you think it was. On that note, thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.